Alright, welcome back, guys. Let's continue from where we left off. So now that we have the basic shape of the cube, we want to make a cutout. This cutout we're seeing here in the cube. That is the next thing we want to do. So in order to do that, right now we are in object mode. Object mode doesn't allow you to deform the object in any way. All it can allow you to do is move it or scale it in object mode. That's all. Now, how do we edit this? How do we deform this to look like this in Blender? All you have to do is to get into the edit mode of Blender, and you can do that by pressing the tab key on your keyboard. So just press the tab key, have the object selected first, okay? If you don't have the object selected, then it won't work, alright? Or it might work because you have previously selected it and deselected it. So it was the last selected object that would work, but make sure you have the object selected, okay? Right click to select the object and then press tab on your keyboard to get into edit mode. So you press tab on your keyboard and you're in edit mode, okay? So what you have here are called the vertices of the mesh, alright? These things allow you to deform your object in many ways, okay? So what I did right now, what you're seeing right now is the wireframe of this object, and I enabled that with Z on your keyboard. So just press Z on your keyboard to enable wireframe, Z to enable wireframe, Z again to enable solid mode. Okay, you can also do that down here, wireframe, solid mode. Okay, so now that you have this, again, these are the vertices of the object. These allow you to deform your object in many ways, right? So we're going to take a look at how we can deform this to look like this, okay? So we have the vertices, which can be, you can also change this to select the edges instead of the vertices of the mesh, okay? And you can do that down here. This is the vertex mode, the edges mode, and the face mode. So the edges mode allow you to select edges only. The face mode allow you to select faces only. They all come in handy at some point in time. So right now we're going to be working with vertex. Alright, so let's get this cut out in this this cube to look a little bit more like the coffee machine. Now we want to add in more vertex around the middle of the cube in order to be able to create this cutout. Alright, so in order to do that, we want to add more of these vertices, of course. In order to do that, the hotkey for that will be Control plus R. You press Control plus R, hover your mouse to where you want to cut. You want to place a loop cut in your cube, right? You want to place a loop cut in your cube. So maybe I want to place it here in the middle here. I hover the mouse over here. Don't press anything. Right from pressing Control R, just hover your mouse. Don't do anything. You just hover your mouse and select where you want to place a loop cut, okay? Maybe in the middle here or maybe here, alright? So I want to place it here, okay? So I'm going to left click now to place it. Not right click. I'm going to left click now to place it. So I left click and now I have the loop cut in here now, but I want to, now I'm in full control of the loop cut to place it where I want to put the loop cut, okay? It's allowing me to move the loop cut and put it where I want it to be. But if you don't want to move it, you want it to be in the dead center of the object, all you have to do is right click. When you right click, it will replace it. It will move it back to the dead center where you inserted it from, okay? Again, Control R, hover your mouse over there or wherever you want to place it, left click, and then place it wherever you want to put it. Or if you want to reset it, just right click to reset it in the middle, right? Again, Control R, right click to reset it. But if you want to move it and confirm it, Control R, left click, move it wherever you want to move it, alright? And then left click again to place it there. Alright, there's a difference. Right click to reset it, left click to place it there. Alright, also if you, in case you placed it here and you were like, no, it isn't where I want it somewhere else, you can move this loop cut now with the hotkey on your keyboard. Just press G twice on your keyboard and that allows you to move it again. So G twice on your keyboard allows you to move it again. Okay, G twice on your keyboard. Alright, it allows you to move it again. Not G. If you press G once, you only move it. Alright, you want to press G twice to enable sliding mode. So you've enabled sliding mode. Now it's only going to move in those specific directions like this, and then select wherever you want to put it and put it there. Alright, so let's start again. So we wanna add in this. We want to add in the loop cut here, somewhere around here, to create this cutout. So we're going to press Ctrl and R again on our keyboard. Ctrl R on our keyboard. Hover the mouse over here to highlight where we want to put the loop cut, and then left click. And from the reference image, it's about a third to the top of the coffee machine. Okay, so we're gonna move this somewhat. You can hold Control for incremental movements. Alright, so hold down your Control and move it in increments. So we're gonna move it here. I don't know if that is the right size. Let me try again. Control R, hold Control, and then yeah, we're gonna move it here. I think here is good. So we're gonna move it here, and then left click, and then release your Control. Alright, so this is where we want to make the cutout. Alright, now another thing is this. We will need another loop cut here as well. Alright, in the middle here, right in the middle here, you know, or maybe a third as well. Okay, so about a third to the back of the coffee machine on this side of the cube, to also enable us to make that cutout. So let's add that in as well. So, okay, so we press Ctrl R on the keyboard, hover the mouse up here or down here, alright, and left click, hold Control, let's move it again to the back. Alright, so I'm going to move it, that is -0.3, looking down there. Alright, and then we're going to left click to confirm it again. So we've confirmed it. Now we are almost ready to make the cutout. The last edge loop we have to add in is the one at the bottom, okay, to create this face here as well. Okay, so we want to add in one more edge loop down here to be able to make the cutout. So press Ctrl and R again. We want to add it around here. Okay, so we're going to eyeball this and try to get it right. So press Ctrl and R on your mesh, hover your mouse over here, left click, hold Control and move this down. I think it's about there. Alright, so we left click now. That is 0.7, and then you left click. Now you have this. So now we're going to get rid of these faces here. These faces, we're going to get rid of them. So let's get into face select mode now in order to get rid of the faces. So click here to get into face select mode. Select the faces you want to delete. And in order to select multiple faces, because if you click face after face, it deselects the previous one and selects the new one. In order to select multiple faces, select the first face, hold shift, and click on the rest of the faces you want to select, like that. Alright, when you're done, press X on your keyboard to delete the faces. So when you press X, you get a menu. What do you want to delete? Do you want to delete the vertices? Do you want to delete the edges? Do you want to delete the faces? Only edges and faces, only faces. Dissolve vertices. We'll learn how to use this sometime later. And limited dissolve, edge collapse, edge loops. Alright, so right now we want to delete the faces. Okay, because if we delete edge loop, if we select vertices right now, what it is going to do is it is going to delete. Let me go back into vertex select mode. It is going to delete all of these vertices. Okay, all these vertices here, not the faces, the vertices here, which means we're going to lose all the outer faces here. All these faces here, we are going to lose them. Let me show you what I mean. So I press X and then I say delete vertex. So we lose all the faces, only the faces on the back will be left. Alright, let me just undo that. And to undo something in Blender is Control Z, and the redo hotkey in Blender is Control Shift and Z. Alright, so Control Z for undo, Control Shift and Z for redo. So I'm gonna undo that, and we want to delete faces, not vertices and not edges. Alright, so again, if you delete edges, you lose everything. Okay, it's getting rid of the edges, not the vertices, the edges. These are the edges you have selected right now. If you go into edge mode, these are the edges it is going to delete. So this, whereas we only want to delete the faces. Okay, so in order to delete the faces, press X and say faces. Right, so that gets rid of the faces alone you have selected. Right, now that we have the faces, we want to cover up all of this area in order to get the shape we need. How do we do that? Let's go back to vertex select mode, and now we're going to select the 4 vertices here, these 4 vertices, and fill them with a face. The hotkey for that is the F on your keyboard. Okay, so press F on your keyboard to fill the face like that. So once you have filled in the face, select the next 4 and press F, fill in the face. Select the next 4 and always select them in 4. It's best to work with a face with 4 vertices down to, what I mean is, you don't want to fill it like this. Okay, you want to select them 4 at a time. You don't want to fill it, you don't want to select all of this and press F. That wouldn't work. Okay, right now it looks weird because there's no line running from here to here. Alright, and in 3D modeling we call this an n-gon. Okay, so we don't want an n-gon. We want faces with 4 vertices in them. Okay, right now this face doesn't have 4 vertices. I think it has 6 vertices. You can see that up here. This face has 6 vertices, but we want each face to have only 4 vertices. Alright, so always try to keep your model with 4 vertex faces, if I should put it that way. Yes, 4 vertex faces. Okay, not more than 4. I mean, in some cases you will let's just keep things basic right now. Right, let's not talk about that. So right now let's just select them 4 at a time and fill them. Okay, so we select those 4 and press F, and select the final 4 and press F. Right, so now we have the basic shape of the coffee machine. Alright, this is what we have now. Now we're going to be adding in the details. Alright, starting from these bevels that are here, we're going to begin with the bevels, and then we'll make the cutouts and make all this stuff in here. But for now, we're going to end here and continue in part 4 of the Blender. I think it's part 4. Yeah, in part 4 of the Blender Beginner series. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I think it should slow down. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet.